to the season finale of Paz y Amor. Today we have the most iconic, the most legendary, the most extraordinary episode for you guys. We have Munk, the literal icon, here to talk all things Vogue ballroom scene, to talk about mental health, to talk about alignment, to talk about living in your truth, being true to your soul, and negating the ego. This one is one for the end of the year and also for the top of the year. So get into both of those vibes. Okay. I'm so excited for you to be here right now.
I am excited as well. When you presented this to me, I was just like, yes. You don't even have to say too much. Yes.
Honestly, so I don't know if you know, but you are actually my first subscriber. Literally my first subscriber, my first view, comment, and like, literally. So when you said yes, I was like, this is alignment. Like, this is supposed to happen. So it means so much for me to have you here. So thank you.
And thank you for letting me know that, because that just made me feel nice.
Yeah, no, when I saw it, it was like, Munk 504 subscribes to your channel, new subscriber. I was like, not the first subscriber. And then, I just feel the 504 connection.
It's just there.
It's just there.
It's just there.
Exactly.
There's no denying.
Exactly. I really love your color. I can't get over it. Like with the brown.
Thank you. It
beanie.
Is a mistake color.
Really?
It was deep red, orange, and yellow.
Okay.
Yes, I was going through something at the time, and I wanted my hair to express it, so it was like a fire.
Yeah, I understand that.
Deep red, orange, and yellow, but now that it's all washed out and everything, this is where I am now.
Yeah, wow. I love it though. It's like a nice soft to the new year. I think that's nice. Honestly, I cannot believe we're here at the end of the year. But also I can't, It's one of those years that it's like, it's been a long one.
It has.
It's definitely been a long one. I think it's like 2024 can just...
I'm feeling the exact same way. Like, I am pretty ready to see what 2025
Pretty
has to
ready.
Like.
I agree. I definitely agree. No, but let's get into these questions because I'm so excited and also so honored that you would have my podcast be your first podcast.
The first one.
Especial. Honestly, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, it's called Paz y Amor.
Right?
I feel like if I'm going to be a part of something for the first time, I'm glad to put my name on the side of that.
Thank you. That means so much to me. And I also appreciate your agreements. We have our friend Julia in the back.
I'm here.
J Gemini.
You can hear me, but you can't see me.
Yes. Wait. Actually, let's get into that really quickly. So you're another Gemini.
Yes.
This energy today, guys.
Can you feel it?
Wow. I'm happy to have this Gemini energy here hoy día.
Seriously.
Right.
It was meant to happen.
Meant. Thank you for being here also. So, first and foremost, tell us how you are feeling like closing out the year. From my perspective of watching you from when we met back in September through the ball, through social media, there has been so much love coming your way. And rightfully so, you are rightfully due all that love and all the support. But I just would love to know how it's making you feel as the year is closing.
It makes me feel like I am on the right track. It makes me feel grateful because it was not always like that for me in Tulsa. I used to be a hermit crab.
I get that.
To where I didn't do much of anything just because I wasn't in a big city like I'm used to. So I felt like I needed to just chill at home and play video games with my friends online. But it makes me feel great that I've gotten to this place where I'm receiving so much love from what I have been doing for the city of Tulsa.
Yeah.
So this feels amazing.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you feel grateful. It's so important to feel grateful. But I think definitely on the right track. For sure. That's the signifier.
I do have moments where I'm confused, but I just try to keep going in the direction that feels the most right, I guess.
Yeah, it's all about the feeling.
What's
If it feels off, like honestly recognize that.
No, seriously. What's best for me and the people around me? I try to make sure I think about that before I make moves
Yeah.
that can affect too many people. So I'm glad that that's paying off and people are understanding who I really am because I don't show much of myself. Being a Gemini, I enjoy being misunderstood.
Right.
I have fun with it. So I like that people can see the real me and appreciate me for who I am.
Yeah, that's gorgeous that you are so community focused in your head and in your motives and the way that you move. I wish that a lot more people were like that because it's the way of the universe. Like, we are a community here. We have to think of each other.
You know, and sometimes I have moments where I feel like everybody should think like that, but then I have to understand that I live on Earth and everybody doesn't think like that. So you have to do what you got to do when the moments are presented to you to make the best out of the situations.
I fully, wholeheartedly, whole body, whole mind, whole soul agree. Like, babe, I'm telling you right now with my eyes, ear, mouth, everything, major tip. Everything that was just said. Oof. Because we really are on Earth. And we have to recognize, like, these energies that are here.
And what we're dealing with and what you stand for at the same time to stay focused because there's a lot of distractions that can happen.
Oof. On this here planet, you are an icon, an extraordinaire, a legend.
Up and coming icon.
Heavy on the icon.
If you ask the streets, I'm an up and coming icon. Up and coming.
We love humility. When did you first begin voguing, and when did you first start competing?
I first started voguing. Well, I danced since I came out the womb.
Right.
My grandmother told me I used to dance to commercials on the TV as a toddler. Like, really go hard to the commercials on the TV. And as I grew up, it turned into me imitating movement. I was really good at imitating movement. So dance has been in my life forever. Since third grade, I've been actually dancing. When I discovered voguing, a friend of mine from North Carolina showed me a clip of Laomi and Pony Zion battling each other.
Okay.
And I've never been trained as well. I'm not a trained dancer. I taught myself everything I know. With that, I could see just from that one clip how much of voguing was you and what you have to bring to the table and not how much you're trained and whatever. It kind of took me from the moment on.
Right.
I watched that clip and I was like, how do they do this? I need to know how to do this as soon as possible.
Right. Right.
How do they spin so many times and hit the floor like that on the beat? I need to know how to do this. I was just blown away. So I went full force with playing around at home, watching clips, copying exactly what I seen to the point to where I was living in Dallas, Texas at this time. To the point to where I found maybe 4 or 5 other people in the Dallas community that also were wanting to learn voguing.
Okay.
We started practicing with each other. My first ball was 2012.
Okay.
I had moved to Tulsa from Dallas just to be around my family. My family has been here for a while.
Okay.
So I moved to Tulsa from Dallas just to be around my family, and I was bored, to be honest.
I understand that.
So I only lasted a year. And at the end of that year, I really left because I realized some people that were higher up in ballroom had moved back to Texas and started to cook up a scene,
Okay.
an
Right.
actual ballroom scene in
Right.
Dallas. And when I seen it, I seen how many people were walking the Vogue category, and I'm like, some of these people I do not know. This is like, how many people is this? Like, oh my God, what is Dallas doing? I got to go home. I got to go home. I moved back when I seen that video, and it took off after that. I walked my first ball in 2012, and yeah.
Wow. That's really heavy on going with the feelings that feel right.
I loved it. I fell in love with it, even though I was teaching it to myself. I fell in love with it.
That's a beautiful thing. That's so wholesome.
It just felt so me. It felt so me. I've always enjoyed dancing. I've always usually enjoyed dancing feminine. So once I seen that there was this whole culture that has this whole dance that has been a part of this world for so long, and it's respected, and it's like, what? I have to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Some kind of way. I mean, we don't have it yet, but I don't know what, something will happen. Something will happen. We're just going to Vogue together at the studio until we have balls in Dallas or something. And
look
lo
at
and
us
behold, now it's a whole thriving thing.
I really like what you said about how you watching and thinking like, how are they spinning that many times and staying on beat? Because that's literally my takeaway. I'm like, you know, I have never seen such calculation. Girl, this is math. Oh my God.
No, seriously. Seriously.
Okay.
Definitely some geometry in it. It's quite an amazing thing to really see, and even if they aren't the type of person that can do all of the exciting jumps and spins, and their vibe is more expression than movement, it can still captivate you.
Right. Like, fully captivate you. Man, that's so crazy. So I love that 2012. So this is kind of like a special year for you. So that's why we're so excited for 2025. Okay. Something I deeply admire about you is your passion for the education of the culture of Vogue and ballroom. You have a fierce loyalty to upholding its roots. Is there a moment that you can recall that led you to this sense of belonging? I know we just talked about when you first realized, but is there a time that you can really grasp that you feel like this is really where I am?
I know we just talked about it, but this question is different.
Thank you.
The moment where I felt like I belong here was actually, I feel like it was subconscious. Like it wasn't a moment that it turned on. I guess from the moment I seen it, it went there, and I just didn't stop.
Yeah.
Like the love for it just took me off into a place. I will say that I felt like I can really do this. In 2012, I walked my first ball where there were people who were actually in ballroom and not just people who were in Dallas that wanted it. I won.
Oh, look at that.
So when I won, I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I think I can keep going with this. I think this is my world that I've been waiting for. I had a lot of me's that I went through to find out who this me is sitting in front of you. But when I got there, I was like, this is my world. Definitely.
I love that. Subconscious that's the answer.
It just, I don't know. It was there.
What is something you feel is misunderstood about this culture and this world?
One thing I feel is that it's for sale. It's not for sale.
It's not for sale.
It's not for sale. I just wanted to put that out there. But another thing that is misunderstood is that it is for a particular group of people when it comes to the LGBTQ plus community. It was created by Black and brown people, but it's for everyone.
Right.
I mean, ballroom is, you know how many countries ballroom is in
Walk
right
for
now?
me.
Yeah. It's taken over.
Ballroom is for all of us.
Right.
So I feel like that's a thing that's misunderstood, at least in my own experience here in Oklahoma.
What y'all were talking about reminded me of Peter. I invited him to the Halloween ball. That was his first ball. He did not know anything about ballroom.
Yeah.
Not nothing. And then he just previously walked in the gamers ball and he got his 10s and he battled some girls.
And Peter had no plans on ever walking balls to my knowledge. Peter has only been to practice twice. Or once. And Peter's a Pokemon fan.
Okay.
Peter's a Pokemon fan. So when we had that category, I gagged seeing Peter dressed up in pajamas with a normal type Snorlax.
Yes.
And I was like, Peter, you ate that. And not only did Peter come dressed and ready with the correct outfit and Pokemon, Peter walked up there and was explaining himself to the judges. Like, this
energy.
normal type Pokemon. Sleepy, pajamas. Yes.
Okay, Peter.
Peter was out there. Congratulations to Peter for getting out there, getting your 10s, and battling fearlessly. Because never knew Peter wanted to walk balls.
Wow.
Peter just gagged me. I was like, yes.
I could imagine. You're like, not this one. Only 2 classes.
And Peter seems so calm and sweet that when you're battling in ballroom, it can make the fiercer side of you come out. And it definitely did. Peter was reading the person he was battling as they were battling, which I was very proud.
I have a lot of footage of the ball. Like if you
Yeah,
think of a
if I need to remember.
because I have one of you getting judged.
Babe.
Face.
Face.
Listen,
No, please. Honestly, I was not even going to bring this up, but now I have to.
you have to.
Because,
Girl.
okay, here's the way that I feel about it, right? So I was thinking, like, you know, I love this energy. I feel like I actually do belong. Like, you know, everything's vibey. I'm hanging out with my friends. Evan's here. I'd never seen Evan out before. Okay? So I'm like, it's a day. So it's a whole night. It's a whole moment. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go up. Pero, I did not have my lip gloss.
Oh, no.
So you were telling me, like, you need to go up into the light, right? I remember that was your advice. But I was like, I can't show off my crusty lips. So if you remember, I decided to just sit down. And I was thinking, like, when I was sitting, I was thinking, like, girl, what in the world? What possessed you to sit down? But I'm telling you, it's because I didn't have my gloss. It's because I didn't have my gloss.
Well, what really, really matters, since it was just your first time getting out there, and did you have plans on trying it?
None.
I think face was a pop-up category, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay, right?
We added it at the last minute. You got your 10s
Okay,
Period.
for your first time walking.
I
Okay.
did.
That means you're on the right track.
Thank you. No,
my
but it was
gosh.
amazing. It was amazing. I know next year, or if there's a time that presents, like, that I can do that again, I will, first of all, be glossed up, okay? Secondly, I will take heed to what you were saying, to work my face more, to project my smile. I just didn't want to smile. Crust.
I understand. Now that you let me know the situation that you were having,
Right.
I understand. But you got your 10s.
Thank you.
Whenever
right.
if you get a little nervous after thinking about doing it again, fall back on that. I got
Right.
my 10s my first time walking, so I have face.
You know what? When's the next vlog? No, I love that. I love that. Honestly, like, I fully understand. I agree.
I'm glad you came.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Thank you, Evan, for coming as well.
What another thing that I took away from being there was, like, how special and precious this community and these moments that are happening live are. And I mean, I guess that's like, you know, life, but really just in this world, in the ballroom scene, I was like, I mean, like, you know, I'm a crier. I be crying. So I
That's
was
okay.
like tearing up because it was just so much love. And it was like not unexpected because it really, I expected the love. I expected to feel the love in the room, but I didn't expect to feel everyone's like story. Like as the performances were going on, as the battles are going on, as the scenes are being set up, I was just thinking like these are literally stories that these people are telling through
A
their
room full
body.
of artists.
Room full of artists. Room full of performance artists. Yeah, that's literally what that is.
There were Pokemon battles going on.
Listen,
Bad. Oh, bad.
you know how happy I was to write that category. I was like, I want these girls, those bitches, to that category up for me. I couldn't be more happy with the way that turned out and how the girls went full force into it.
Full force.
Because that's it's a part of my journey with teaching Oklahoma ballroom is for them to understand, like, how far you can push yourself. Like, you probably never thought of yourself of dressing up like a Pokemon trainer or creating your own Pokemon trainer outfit, you know? But ballroom can bring that out of you.
Yeah.
And it'll show you some stuff that'll make you turn around and look at it like, I ate that. I ate that.
I
I
really
really
ate that.
did. So that's a big part of why I do this, to like help people understand you can
Who
eat
they
that
can
too.
be. Yeah. You can eat that too.
Everybody can eat.
Performance art is such an exposed way of going about your artistic expression. Specifically, ballroom, Vogue culture is vigorously, viscerally expressive. What led you to such vulnerability and being able to do what you do?
I feel like I have been subconsciously putting my emotions into dancing almost my whole life. I've been through a lot. To say that I'm 33, I feel like I'm probably 50 from all the things I've experienced
Oof, I
in my
fully
life.
agree.
And dancing was, I didn't understand it as a kid, but it was something that connected me to a deeper part of life. Like, I feel so alive in the moment where I'm dancing and everybody is watching me. It's hard to explain.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
I black out. I can't hear much of anything except for the music. It may seem like I might hear Micah, which I kind of do, but I'm in another place where even if I look you in the eye, I probably won't remember until you said something.
Yeah.
Dancing just takes me off. So I feel like it's always been like that for me,
Right.
where I put my emotions into movement, and I feel like that's helped me a lot in life.
What you were saying about dancing to the commercials, like as a child, it's always so special to see children move to music, to a beat, to whatever they hear, because it really is, like you said, that deeper connection to life. Those frequencies, being able to move, being able to calculate beats, being able to express, like that is such a hyper way of living in truth, I feel. So I think that's really gorgeous. That it's been something that's been with you always.
I feel grateful for that, because I could have been good at dancing but done something else. And
Right.
that been the direction that I took. But it seems to be the thing that's just me. I was a dancer in my past life. I don't know. Maybe
Ooh.
before that. I don't know. It's just there. It's just in me. So
Yeah, I get that. I really like what you just said. That just hit me like in mi corazón. That's like a lot of people have talents and choose to do something else. And in my opinion, like as an artist, that is like a death. Like that is like not living. Like if you have this talent, this is what's given to you for a reason that you need to cultivate and express. Because we are a community. What we have inside is meant to give out to others. What others have is meant to give to us. Like it's a circle. I love that you just said that.
I feel like that's so important to, like, I have absolutely no idea where my life would be without dancing. And I haven't even, like, been on tours or music videos or anything like that, but just the freedom that I feel when I'm dancing, I have no idea where I would be without it.
Right.
No idea.
Baby, talk about closing out this season. Okay. I have to say again, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
The Vogue ballroom realm is a realm that is so unapologetically confident and self-assured. Understandably so, considering the attempts to quiet and silence the community. What are your tips to live without shame, regrets, and in your truth?
Some tips to live without shame, regrets. I say, get yourself to being as conscious of your decisions as you can be, the ones you make for yourself and the people that you love. Because I'm good at grasping that now, but I also know what I was like before I knew how to do that. And it's like, whoa, I don't want to go anywhere close to that point. So I feel like this is something that can help everybody, like
1000%.
being more conscious of the life around you, the life that you create around you, and how you connect with the people that you love as well.
Yeah.
Is that my only tip?
That's the tip. That's like the tip of life, honestly. That is the tip. I think that once you are conscious of the decisions that you're making, once you're conscious of what you do and what you will potentially do that will potentially affect others, that is a way to assure that I'm not shameful of the things that I'm doing. I'm not going to regret what I'm doing because I'm moving out of love. I always tell people, like, because I think it's like a Gemini thing. Oh, baby, we got 3 Geminis here.
It's flowing in the room.
It's flowing. It's definitely flowing. I think, but, I mean, it's, other people who are not Geminis have this characteristic. But I would say that.
No shade, y'all.
No.
What is it?
What I was going to say is that I feel like in like keeping that consciousness and keeping that like forefront of, okay, what I do is going to affect others. Having like the twin spirit, which none of you have, so please, nonetheless.
It's a superpower.
It's a superpower. Okay.
Okay.
Babe, we have a Scorpio in the room too, okay? And holding it down, okay? Caroline, wait, what about you?
I'm an Aquarius.
Okay, I love an
energy.
Aquarius.
Air energy.
Yeah, air signs. Okay,
Yeah.
wow. How do you feel?
Ganged up on.
We just
The
isolated
flames are
Evan.
just getting-
My mom is a Scorpio, so
Okay.
I have a love and respect for Scorpios.
Yes.
As you should.
Definitely.
I
No.
respect y'all.
Believe. Like, we think about how things are going to make us feel like, I don't know, twice as more. Because it's like this part of me and this part of me, they both have to be happy. Or they both have to find some type of like leveling ground. And in that, I also have to find a leveling ground for the people outside of me. So I mean, like, when I say I think that's the tip of life, Like, I really, really mean that. I wish, like, that connection to the consciousness of my actions affect others.
I feel like life is more about balance than a lot of people understand.
Yeah, I fully agree. But it's like, the crazy thing is that it's so in our face that it is. So y'all not listening.
I tried not to get too cocky into being this me that I am now, because I told you I do remember what I was like before I was able to consciously make those decisions. That's like, okay, don't do this. Don't do this. You know exactly what will happen if you make this decision. This will hurt you. This will hurt them. This will hurt this person. Like, just don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
To where I am now, where it's a lot easier to just say nope.
Easy.
Just get out the way and just let it go. Just let it go on the side of you, because it's important. It's pretty important, I feel, with life.
Oof. That's a beautiful
if you
thing.
want a happy life.
If
I
you want a
feel
happy life.
it's something that you should, practice.
Practice. Practice
Yeah.
makes perfect.
It definitely does.
Practice makes perfect. And you can practice at any time. There is like no such thing as like, because like I
Too
love that you
late.
said, right. I love that you were saying about you remember a time where you were not so much like that. And I feel like so many times people think like I'm too far gone or whatever. It's like, babe, that's the perfect time.
It's a human thing, though. I do it myself, where I feel like I waited too long to do this. I can't do it anymore. But then I also, since I am more conscious now, I argue with that part of myself that's like, nah, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Let's be realistic, you know? Like, let's actually be realistic. It's people in their 40s doing the damn thing.
Oh,
50s
70s,
that's doing the damn
80s,
thing.
like
People that started off at that point, you know?
literally.
So
Right.
you can't just let that voice beat you down to where you don't do anything.
This video is the mood board for 2025, okay?
Listen, top of the year.
Top of the year, okay?
Put Munk at the top of your year.
Piggybacking off of that question, you yourself constantly post about self-love, self-respect, growth within the mind and the soul. This is something that deeply resonates with me and all of us here at Paz y Amor. I recognize this could be your natural spirit, but there are things in my life that made me an unwavering believer in those specific things. Are there experiences that made you feel the same? And if not an experience, what do you feel it is inside of you that makes you this way?
I feel like both. I was born with it, and I had experiences in my life that made me sharpen my perspective on what I can see. Since I was a kid, people would, like my cousins, even bigger cousins, would like talk to me about serious stuff that they
Right.
probably shouldn't be talking to someone in the single digits about. But it just, I feel like it was just there because I'm so young. I'm processing this probably as much as they are, but they're still talking to me as if I'm somebody that they can talk to about it. And me noticing that, I just kept paying attention to it as life went on and realized that it's naturally in me, but there are also some things that I've been through in life that gave me a deeper understanding of how I can be in control of it.
Yes.
That's what it is. Growing up in New Orleans was not, how can I put this? It wasn't horrible. I had a childhood that was kind of, it would be rocky, then it's full of love, then it's rocky, then it's full of love. I think, maybe me being a Gemini, I never got, like, I think I gained the balance from that.
Yeah.
From it being rocky and full of love. Like, I was raised on survival as well as having a lot of love around me.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that kind of painted the type of person that I am today, with being mindful of the balance between the rocky times and the huge amounts of love around me.
Yeah, I do get that. I have been waiting this whole entire time for New Orleans to pop up. Okay.
Me too.
Evan always jokes because I'm always like, well, I'm from New Orleans. I mean, I'm from New Orleans.
Sometimes
Did you know she's from New Orleans?
you just gotta let people know. You know, you gotta make sure they remember. You know.
You have to make sure they remember. So, like, to that, I think New Orleans is one of those places on the planet that is, I always call it like one of the most poppin' spots on the planet because everybody's trying to go to New Orleans. It's also very energy dense. And people don't understand how dense that energy is.
I was having a conversation with a friend the other day, and they were explaining to me that some places just have a certain vibe that you can't recreate anywhere else. And they explained it as some places in America feels like you're not in America. It's like you're in that place.
Right.
And New Orleans was one of the places they named, and I was like, no, yeah.
Definitely.
I agree.
It's like walking in the French Quarter, walking really City Park, any part of the city, and you just like realized all the culture that's happened here, all the things that have been born here, the way that people naturally just are. There is no duplication. Like, absolutely not.
I don't even know how to explain it to people sometimes. It's just a vibe.
Yeah, you just
It's a
have to go.
vibe that's just there. Like, you want to talk about Southern hospitality?
Babe.
You got to go there to understand
Where it
Southern
came
hospitality,
from.
where random people are driving up the street and riding their bikes up the street, and every person that sees you is waving. How you doing? Hey, hi, how are
Right.
you? Hey. Riding in the car.
Riding in
you
the
really don't have
car.
to speak riding up the street in the car, but still, people riding up the street, their windows down, they're like,
Right. Checking to see if you have
how you
food.
doing? Yeah.
Did you eat today?
Don't let it be
How's your
somebody.
mom?
Yeah, how's your mama doing? How's your kids? Everything okay? It's very that.
It's very that. I think about like children who grew up in New Orleans because I didn't. So I'm from New Orleans. When the hurricane hit and I moved, I was 8. Like I just turned 8. So I did not really grow up there. Majority of my childhood was in Little Rock, Arkansas. That's where we moved. But I moved back down after high school and I lived there for 5 years. So then I got to understand New Orleans like as a young adult, and that's where I started doing art really and all that type of thing. But I think about like before the hurricane, before moving to Arkansas, when I moved to Arkansas, I genuinely, like as an 8-year-old child, felt the shift in this energy's not there. This is not in Arkansas. Like this is not home.
It's inexplainable almost, like how it can be different from
Right.
another place.
Yeah, it's definitely lots of energies, lots of spiritual planes.
That you can feel.
That
I
you
don't
can
know how to
feel.
listen. Don't get me
No.
started. I'm from New Orleans.
Okay.
Don't get me started.
Contagious.
And we're going to have to do a whole episode, okay? Because we're from New Orleans, okay? No, not the next question. We're both from New Orleans.
Great segue.
We're both Geminis, and we're both here in Tulsa. How does New Orleans shape your artistic expression, and how do you feel that the time of the year you were born also helps shape your artistic expression?
As far as New Orleans, I would say just being engulfed in art. Like, it's jazz all around you, people playing instruments all around you, it's dancing all around you, it's people on singing and rapping all around you. It's the art is so rich
Oof.
in New Orleans. I think that just came with being there
Yeah.
and being an artist myself and just it seemed like it's very easy for us to express ourselves through art in New Orleans. Like it's encouraged subconsciously.
Yeah,
That's
our
the word
city's
of the
colorful.
day. It's just like I didn't think about that until now. Actually, with you asking me that, it's just art is my whole time growing up there. Art was just everywhere to the point to where I didn't stop at dance. I dibble and dabble in other things just because I like to create. Period. But dancing came most natural to me. Seemed like the thing I can get good at the fastest. So, but New Orleans, in the way of like it being so rich in art, I think I just got that from being there and took it with me when I went to Texas.
Yeah. You left after Katrina?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, Texas, Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My dad and my stepmom live in Houston. So I like half grew up in Houston, half grew up in Little Rock.
Mm.
Yeah. A little of that Houston energy.
A little bit of Houston energy.
A little bit.
Houston is nice. I went there before Dallas, my introduction to Texas was Houston.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then like a month later, after the hurricane, we moved to Dallas, and it was all she wrote after that.
Yeah.
Dallas is a lot for me.
You think so? Houston is a lot for me.
Both of them are. Texas is a lot.
After living in Tulsa for about 7 years now, and not going to Dallas for almost 2, and then going down there just recently, I felt busy sitting on the bed.
Oh my God.
I was just like, I really want to do this, but then it's like, oh my God, I could do this. And then it's like, I really just, okay, I'm going to just play the game. You want to play the game? I'm asking my best friend, let's play the game.
It's a lot going on.
Everything.
It's like you drive to Texas, and the moment you hit it, you can feel the busyness. And yeah, I was like, I'm kind of ready to go back home.
My thing with Texas is, specifically Houston, is like, how are we driving for 2 hours? We're still in Houston?
That is why I moved.
Yeah. That's why I don't live there. Period.
Texas has a lot going on.
No, for real.
I understand what you're saying about taking New Orleans energy wherever. Asking the other half of this question, not necessarily in the sense of like astrology, but like I'm a person who thinks about, okay, yes, like Caroline's an Aquarius, but like maybe she doesn't think about like I'm an Aquarius. Maybe she thinks about I was born this time of the year. Do you think about that in regards to your artistic expression?
I feel like I flourish in the summer.
Right.
I also didn't realize that until you asked me. I'm like, the summer is my time where I'm just like chipmunk. I am not monk. I am chipmunk in the summertime.
Right.
Got that chip on your shoulder.
I am chipmunk in the summertime. It's just something about it that lights me up a little bit, just knowing that it's the summer. I don't get bothered too much by heat too fast.
Same.
So it's just a vibe for me. I feel like I'm probably most creative in the summer because of the optimism that it just gives me.
Well, the thing about like Geminis that I love is that we typically are like, I don't think there's any spring or summer like official Geminis. I think, when does summer start? The 21st?
The 21st.
Okay, so that's Cancer
That's
season.
nice.
So we really are spring people. So it's like it's corny, but we spring life. And by the time the season summer is here, like we've sprung.
Yeah.
We're flourishing.
We're flourishing.
That's probably
Like literally.
That's
Like
probably-
the Mayflowers.
yeah.
We are the Mayflowers after the April showers. Stop giving us slander, okay?
How we done for you?
Look at what we've done for you. You're not grateful.
Oh,
No,
the Gemini
but
slander.
babe, I feel like 1,000%. I get what you're saying about feeling the most creative though as well. Like I literally have to like warn my friends because like I love being a Gemini, but like we got big energy, and sometimes, not that I try to dim my light, because it's not that, but I can't just walk in the room every single time,
You can't, because I understand that.
You can't. Sometimes you just have to graze in the room. So, but when it's Gemini season, I apologize to all my friends. I'm like, babe, look, I'm telling you right now, okay? It's finna be up there, okay?
Things are about to happen.
I'm about to be unbearable.
Unbearable. This is my time. What are some wishes you have for Tulsa and its ballroom and Vogue scene?
One wish is for Oklahoma as a whole, not just Tulsa. I want them to have a consistent scene because I can see that it's needed. Like, not to say that there is nothing here, because there is stuff happening here. It's just the creative expression that ballroom brings. I feel like it would create a shift in Oklahoma in the way of like how the people of this community go about life.
And especially because of like the devastation of the election, and like we really got to see what our state is about. I think that if we had like this consistent scene that forces, well, not, I don't want to say forces, but deeply portrays expression, maybe mothers wouldn't be so evil.
Maybe if they watched a few balls, they'd be a little bit more happy. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's not. I fully agree with that. I was not expecting you to say that, actually. And that's like on the nose.
I feel like it's definitely important.
Mental, emotional, physical health and regulation are some of the most important aspects of artistry and life. What does rest look like for you as a performer, and how do you recover?
Rest as a performer for me is aching the next day now that I'm over 30 for probably about 4 hours at least. I'm going to lay there.
Lay.
And just recap the day of like, I still got it. Even though I'm, laying here over 30 a little tired, I still got it.
It's never lost.
Never leaving. I also like to meditate.
You meditate a lot.
I try to.
Yeah.
I've been slacking lately, and I'm chastising myself behind it.
It's the end of the year.
I feel like that definitely helps in a way that you don't see it until you feel it.
Right.
And it has to come with consistency. That's why I've been a little angry at myself for not meditating as much. But rest also looks like hanging out with people that make me happy. And
Yeah, the recharge.
yeah, just the chill, simple moments of life outside of ballroom.
Right.
I use them to give me a rest from ballroom.
That's something that I would like for Tulsa to take note of. Something that I have been observing is how amped up things are. And I think that here in like the just social scene. So you saying that like the performance world, yes, you have to be like 100% confidence, and you're doing your performance and you're doing this and you're literally giving an experience. So those moments that are the complete opposite are what recharge you. And I feel like a lot of times, sometimes people think they have to stay in that world of constant amp.
And it gets exhausting. I know it gets exhausting. Even not for just me, for other people, I can see it gets exhausting. So I feel like it's good. Balance, again, the balance.
The
It's
balance.
important.
It is important. Lo más importante. The,
Sí.
the queer community has always been one to, without a choice, have thick skin. In a world that is so visual, how do you quiet the haters talking? What I really mean is like that you guys' culture, you like the ballroom scene, the Vogue scene, that whole world, it is about presentation. Like it is about being on your 10. And everybody has something to say, always. So really seriously, like I would love to know how you quiet that.
I focus on the opinions of the people who I know have good intentions for me and themselves. I call them real humans. I focus on the real humans and what they have to say. Even if those real humans aren't people that are very close to me, I'm still able to identify if it's a real human or not.
Right.
Also, meditation. Again, she is important. I'm telling you, try it. Consistently try it.
Yeah.
Also, just, I have never been one to let people who do things because of how they feel on the inside really just make me feel harshly on the inside. Like,
Yeah.
I've gotten picked on. When I first hit the scene, I got red. I got red on the ballroom scene. I got red on the gay scene, the club scene. So, and in those moments, I can look back and say that I was just analyzing, like, I mean, there were some moments where I got out of my character, right? I'm human.
Very immense.
But for the most part, I was just, I'm very observant when it comes to people's interactions. And in those moments, I can see my younger self observing them like, are you okay?
Are you okay?
Because I'm not bothering nobody. I'm just, now grown me can look at it like, oh, it's okay. You bless your heart.
Right.
Bless your heart. You really
Right.
think you about to bother me with something like that, you're going to have to really amp it up, because I've been dealing with people like that for years.
Yeah.
Years. Being out, I was born like this. I was born like this.
Right.
I am only attracted to men. I know because I checked.
Right.
Right.
I'm only attracted to men. It's just been like that since, from what I can remember, being attracted to anybody or anything. So I have had some time to come, to be one with myself and who I really am, of like, am I going to let people like really tell me who I am, or like move me in a way that I alter things because of them?
Yeah.
And it's like, nah.
No.
I haven't been doing it since I was a kid. I didn't do it when I came out at 14, so
Right.
I really shouldn't stop now, because it would make no sense.
I think that's a huge something that I'm like noticing increasingly in our world is how much people are focused on others and the opinions of what others have to say. And it's sad.
I have a follow-up question. for
Yeah.
you. So, what I notice when I go to balls is you take the time to educate. How do you frame that knowledge, that information that is, walking this way or showing this, smiling, how do you frame that for someone so that it doesn't feel like you're reading them or hating on them, you're informing them?
Actually, I got lucky and they got lucky. Because that just came with me. I don't get happy making people feel less than in any kind of way. Because I used to be the kid that hated to be left out. Like, all my friends going to the teen clubs and I got to sit at home because I
Right.
can't
What
be
is
out that
this?
late. I would go crazy. I hate feeling left out. So I try to make sure nobody feels that because it's actually for all of us. And it's just part of my natural vibe now. I've learned more with working with everybody in Tulsa with the different personalities that I had to work with. I've learned more in detailed ways of making sure, but it's me naturally that tries not to do that. And yeah, that's why I say they lucked up and I lucked up
Real
because
man.
they are also human, real humans who
Yeah.
like they in Texas when we would practice together. If people don't know other people in the room, they're probably not going to speak until
No.
about 3 practices later. And somebody shares a joke that everybody laughs at, and then it's
Right.
like, oh, we're connected now. We
Yeah.
can talk to you. But here, it's like everybody coming to the practice room. Hi, how you doing? What's my name? What's your name? My name is such and such. Where are you
Yeah.
from? And it's just like, I'm looking at everybody like, this is not Texas.
No, I know.
Like, this
That's
is so amazing.
wait, literally. There's like there are similarities between Tulsa and New Orleans in my opinion with hospitality because these people are so welcoming. Oh
Though
my
there are some
gosh.
closed-minded people in Oklahoma,
Right.
there is a large number of people who just know how to let people be themselves.
Yeah.
And I admire that about Oklahoma.
Yeah, and they're interested in the room. I feel like sometimes like one of the not so positive parts of New Orleans is that it can be kind of cliquey. Like we have our group.
Everybody know everybody, so it can get like that.
Yeah. But here everyone knows each other, but everyone still speaks to each other. And I think that's cool. I think that's really cool.
I admire that. It made the whole process of me connecting them together and keeping them amped for ballroom easier.
Yeah.
Because they just get around each other and just get to talking and kicking and really we end up being late for practice often because everybody is just talking and laughing and stuff
Right.
so long. And I just let it go. I was just like, you know what? Let's just go ahead, keep talking.
Yeah, it's special and building those connections. Like if we're gonna be doing this together for however long,
It's
like
important.
it's important.
I
Yeah.
had to realize that too, and that's a big part of why I do it because I realize if I want this to be consistent, I have to help create the consistency.
I think you do a great job.
Thank you.
Definitely.
I'm trying to turn it up in 2025.
We're gonna be there. Okay.
Trying to turn it up in 2025, but thank you.
This is actually the last question. But what is the best mental health tip that you can give to anyone who is looking to discover the depths of ballroom in Vogue?
The best mental health tip or tips?
If you have tips, that would be great. But really, I can tell you like my basis of really thinking about this because it kind of goes back to just like the world being, the culture being such an expressive culture and a culture that we're really looking for you to pull from within. And our world literally tells us to do the exact opposite. Don't pull from within,
Like the
pull
way
from
you just
outside.
worded that.
Thank you.
She ate that.
Thank you. Thank you.
ASMR.
Yeah, I think like, our world, it really does. We are not, as much as we want to like maybe say that we are very ego driven in this world that we live in. And you have to be conscious enough to choose to not pull from your ego, to pull from your soul. So what is that mental health tip that you can say to be that person in the Vogue ballroom scene?
I'm not even going to. I'm just going to take it straight from you. You ate that as well. To pull from your soul, and not from where?
From your ego.
From your ego, because I say that because that hit home because ballroom can create.
See, okay, don't even.
Ballroom can create some egos that make you uncomfortable just sitting in a room with a quiet person just because you know how big they are to themselves.
Right.
I say pull from your soul, just like you said, and not from your ego, and let ballroom give you the fruits of its labor with you pushing yourself and challenging yourself, and also quieting the haters, because in the beginning of everything, you're going to have some haters.
Oof. Haters.
And ballroom has a big audience, so we have room for you to have a whole lot of haters. But with that, understand that those people don't know you, so they can't tell you who you are. You have the paintbrush in your hand. So regardless of what you see or hear from somebody else, you still have control. All the control is still yours, even though you may or may not have let these people make you feel some kind of way. Either way, you still have control. So what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
It's your choice, and not the choice based off of what you hear from the outside.
Solid.
Can I ask Julia to answer the same question?
Yes, I would love to. So our girl has been here the whole time, and thank you for being here the whole time, Miss Julia, girl.
Thank you for letting me sit here and just kind of
No, yeah, you
insert
gave,
myself whenever I need to.
definitely. Thank you for popping up on camera. We had to give her a moment because of this last question, like being in the scene and having your actual experience that you can pull from. I would love to know a tip that you may have. So I'll ask you the question again. What is the best mental health tip you think you can give to anyone who is looking to discover the depths of ballroom and Vogue?
I feel like one tip I have is to not let yourself, like, I don't know, like be in your head a lot. Like letting your own thoughts kind of destroy you and just like bring you down, especially when you're not super confident or this is your first time doing it, or like you feel unwelcome. Like just kind of allowing yourself to like feel the space, allowing yourself to be open to new experiences. Because I used to, look, girl, I used to be scared. I used to be scared.
Oh
And
my
she was
God.
good. And I would tell her.
I was gonna say it don't show at all.
No,
you
it doesn't.
have so much confidence.
She was
I
scared,
had
but
to
she
build
was
that
good.
up. I had to build it up. Just because, like, when I started, there was no one else around me. I didn't know what there was around me that, you know, I could be in a space like this, or that it was in Oklahoma, because I was looking for a queer space to be in for such a long time, and ballroom really allowed me to like open that side of myself up. And I had to go through a whole transformation just to be like, you know what, like this is who I am and this is what I can be, and like I have something that I could look forward to.
Yeah.
And so, you know, just allowing yourself to be open, allowing other people to kind of like feed into you and like pour love into you.
Yes.
And yeah, and just not being so hard on yourself, because it's scary at first. It's so scary.
Yeah.
Y'all. It's
No.
so scary.
I love what you said about allowing people to pour love into you. I think like we all would like to believe that we are allowing and accepting and in agreement of receiving love, but that is not true. There are times when like you think and then you realize, oh wait, actually not.
No. I'm not ready for
Well,
that.
and that education that you provide is love.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that you taking the time to correct an action after it is done and they didn't get their 10s or they didn't, you know, make it to the battles. Like, how can I teach you? And I'm gonna take that time. That's love.
Mm-hmm.
I had to realize that myself. Before I did, it felt like work. But now it just feels like a part of my life. That's just like a thing that I do. So I'm thankful for that as well. They have helped me see that ballroom is more spiritual than you may think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
I agree with that.
How many people are? Talk about the group just a tiny bit. Like, how many people are in the scene in your
far
classes?
as Oklahoma walkers between Oklahoma City and Tulsa. I'm gonna go first, and you correct me if
Okay.
you sound wrong.
You know, I wanted to see your answer first.
It's a rotation of maybe 30.
I was thinking that
people.
too. Yeah.
It's a good little group.
That like consistently walks, yeah. Around 30.
It's nice.
And span the categories
Yeah.
It's nice.
Right.
and fill up a ball.
Yeah, they may not walk every ball. Like some of them walk this one, some may walk that one, but just that number being there, knowing that at first it was just me, Julia, Tammy, who else? Hunty,
John.
John, Janice. About 6, 7 of us in the
Yeah.
beginning. That
Wow, that's powerful.
Yvonne, who Claire met the other day.
Yes.
Yvonne.
Hi, Yvonne. We will get your ass here soon.
Okay.
love Yvonne, that bitch is a character.
Oh, my
I
God.
have you laughing.
Please.
If you just listen to her.
I, honestly, my first time ever really meeting him was at
Oh,
Pride.
sorry, just they, them pronouns.
They, excuse me. My first time meeting them was at A-Slut Pride. And there were some queens who came down. And Carl and Yvonne are like on the side while they're doing the runway category. Yvonne's doing the music. Wait, how do we have a DJ here and the song is fully them? So then fast forward this past weekend, we were hanging out at Evan's place and Yvonne came over. The things I have been quoting from them in my head since, please.
Yvonne is a character.
Full character. I would be honored to have you on if you want to come on. You have a choice, of course. No, that's amazing that you guys grew it like that because it's strong. It's very strong. And it's like such a beautiful thing to experience, to experience, yes, but also to witness, like from someone who is first time going to their first ball, like, you know, this year, getting into this world this year, really.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, I admire it. I think you are amazing. I remember the battle. Like, you are amazing.
Thank
and I think it's
you.
awesome that you have found this space. Like, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you guys have each other. Right?
I just can't believe it.
Fully. No, I really, like, finding people who you mesh with. It's literally like, wow, it took so long.
No, literally, where have you been my entire life?
This was like such an amazing way to end this season.
I think so too.
I am so happy and just like delighted. Oh my God. It's like such a good day. Like it really is. I'm so glad that we got to have this conversation.
I am as well. It feels like a good. I'm feeling some feels from this experience, from this being my first time doing a podcast. But the fact that you asked me and your vibe is very like pro mental health,
Yes.
it made me like, of course, yes, I want to do this. It was just like this. It feels right. It feels right. So
Yeah, I feel so right. I feel so happy, like so honored. I really do. This is like the best way because this season has been one of them.
We just got here. Season.
We just got here season. No, literally, we have names for each season. We're doing them like kind of months and months type thing. And this season is literally called We Just Got Here. Babe. Like, I'm so happy. Thank you both. Thank you, Munk, for all that you do for the community. Thank you for being a light in Tulsa, in the world, in my life. And I can't wait to have you back.
Okay.
well, thank you for recognizing because I be forgetting that people be watching.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Hopefully the next
I
time
be
you're
in,
back.
I'll be in my bubble in my
Right.
head sometimes to where it's like people can see that. That's nice. That's
can
really
see.
actually really nice. So I'm thankful for this whole experience. I appreciate it a lot.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Evan,
you
Caroline,
guys.
and Claire.
Yes.
Thank you.
We did it. Yes, guys. We had the best ending of the season I could ever have dreamed for. I'm so grateful. I'm so fulfilled in that episode, in that conversation. It was so rich. I will just like to say some things as we are closing out this season. I want to say thank you all so much for your support through this We Just Got Here season. We have learned so much. We have experienced so much together. We have had the best conversations, and I could not be honestly happier with the way that the vibes are rounding out. We have this next season as a good little breather. We're going to be laughing and joking all day long. Every episode for January is going to be a blooper episode. In the meantime, make sure that you are loving yourself, that you're respecting yourself, and that you're showing yourself love. We're all sending you paz amor. Tell all your friends about us, girl. Let them know. Subscribe to our channel. Give us a like. Give us a comment. Follow our Instagrams. Follow our socials. Follow us all where you can listen. We will have all those posted around the screen, of course. And yeah, I'm just sending you guys the biggest, happiest, most loving vibes possible going into 2025. And thank you. And I think that's it, mommy. Besitos.